link so I can see the chat.
Yeah. All right, we're live. We're live. We're live.
Okay. Sorry everyone about the rude interruption, but you know, it's our first Q&A. We're learning. It's okay. Um Let me just get access to the chat so I can see what you guys say. Ah, I forgot if there was any question in the other one. I hope not.
Hmm?
Were there any questions I didn't answer on the other chat?
I'll check right now.
And can you share the link on Instagram?
Yeah.
Well, it's Friday the 13th, right?
Yeah.
It was meant to happen. Okay, there's two people. Is one of them me
I don't know.
or you?
Okay,
I
so
was kind of excited actually because, I think it was Juan Carlos was talking in Spanish, so that would have been so cool if that I could answer questions in Spanish. Well, Jean Paul said howdy. Well, howdy. Such a cowboy greeting. Um, are you also a BME? Juan Carlos said, ya se fueron todos, jaja. Ya sé, qué triste. Pero gracias por regresar.
is he studying BME?
¿Estás estudiando BME tú, Juan Carlos? Supongo que vienes de Biomaker. Así fue como tuve todos mis suscriptores hispanos. Bueno, no hispanos, hispanohablantes.
And you say hi to who's John Paul?
I already said hi.
Oh, but who was he? Oh, you should ask him what he's what he thinks.
I did.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. I got okay. John Paul said, "I'm a freshman at Texas A&M, and I'm considering between mechanical and biomedical, leaning towards BME though." Okay, you're a freshman, so you're on time to make the right decision. Just kidding, but I guess I would like to know what's making you choose BME. I'm not saying it's the wrong or the right decision. I just like to know. But I do want to say, well, I don't want to, what's it called? Disrupt your decision. But as a senior, you know, something that I wish someone had told me when I was starting is that mechanical engineering has more demand and you can still do BME as a mechanical engineer. That's just a fact that I'm going to leave there and you can decide what you want to do with that. However, I am a BME major. I don't regret it. I think if I had known this, I would have still done BME because I just love biomedical engineering and that's probably why you're choosing it too. Um I love, you know, getting all this knowledge in engineering and being able to apply it to medical problems. I think it's much more interesting than looking at screws and I don't even know the terms that mechanical engineers use, but just all those mechanical stuff. So,
Do you want to announce real quick on Instagram that we're back on live? If anybody wants to tune in, maybe there's somebody who wasn't available before.
like, you want me to say it?
Yeah,
Okay,
to the
there's
camera.
two cameras, but okay, go.
Go for it.
Hey everyone, so we're back live. Sorry we got interrupted, but we're here, we're still here, so make sure to join if you want. And say hi to YouTube. So yeah, let me know why you decided to choose BME instead of mechanical. And but do know that I've heard that a lot of people when looking for jobs, they're like in conferences, like face to face, they're like, "Oh, Johnson and Johnson, I'd like to apply to work for you." And they're like, "Oh, what are you?" And it's like, "Oh, I'm a biomedical engineer." "Oh, no, sorry, we need mechanicals or electricals," So just, be prepared for that. So that just means a couple of things. One, as BMEs, it's very important to get industry experience because it's what's going to help us get that job whenever we graduate. And yeah, just never lose your passion for doing something that's challenging but can help improve other people's lives. So Juan Carlos said, "No, pero me gustó tu contenido." Gracias, Juan Carlos. ¿También eres ingeniero biomédico? Um, ¿Y dónde estudias? Si es que estudias. John Paul said, "I really think it's fascinating how you can take the problem solving of engineering and apply it to the human body. I am aware about the job situation, but I wouldn't take that risk." Awesome. No, that's really good. I totally agree with what you said. Um, but I know there's a lot of people that whenever they finish BME, they kind of complain about the situation. So yeah, I think it's important that people know that. And it's really good that you already knew that and that you made your decision. So good luck on, I mean, Texas A&M, it's, supposed to be the best engineering school. So that's really awesome.
So in the other, just to like continue off of where we were coming from, like Kothar had asked if marketing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So if Kauthar, you were asking specifically for starting your own company, I would say just get exposed to as much as you can. If anything, I would make connections with like project managers because they are really the ones that have exposure to the different departments and that they can tell you how they manage their projects. And really, a company is a new project. So,
There you go.
um, but if you're interested in marketing and that's why you're asking, you can actually do marketing as an engineer in the future. So if you're interested in that, I think marketing is really interesting. So yeah, you can go either way. I'm actually thinking of doing a master's in engineering management because I want to get some exposure to the business side of engineering and companies in general. So yeah, I think it's really good to know about the business side because it's just very important. It's what drives a company. John Paul said, "Thank you. You're welcome."
I'm gonna tweet about it right now.
Okay. We have 5 people in the chat. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Is this all right for her to tweet with the link?
Sure. I look kind of weird, but that's fine.
So you should. So. Oh.
Oh, Juan Carlos said, ya no estudio, soy diseñador de objetos 3D. Pero, bueno, puedo preguntar qué estudiaste. Me imagino que fue una ingeniería, pero no sé si biomédica, objetos 3D. No, está padre. ¿Qué tipo de software usas para modelar tus diseños? Porque aquí es muy común SolidWorks. No sé si ese es el que usas. También hay como AutoCAD y no sé si hay otros tipos. Por eso pregunto, porque sí. ¿Cuánto tiempo te tomó ser experto en diseñar en 3D? Porque yo... ¿Huh? Oh, no, we're still at 5. Porque yo quiero aprender de modelar en 3D, pero no sé si lo haga. Daryl Simon said, "I thought the live was over. It was not over. We got rudely interrupted. I'm sorry. We had some technical issues, but we're back. So ask your questions.
Did you answer the one that you had gotten on Instagram?
No, because you haven't asked me.
Oh, I was gonna ask you.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on 1 second. 1 second.
Daryl said, awesome. Yes, it is awesome.
We should thank everybody for their patience because we've messed up so bad.
Yeah, thank you everyone for your patience. I'm definitely not going to be patient with my tech guy whenever this Q&A finishes. But I'm being very patient right now. Thank you guys for being so patient too and coming back. It's really nice.
Hmm. So M Freezy from Instagram asked, "What advice do you have for someone going for BME from a community college?"
Well, I would say what I've heard
You want to
is
just repeat the question?
okay, so the question is what would I recommend for someone going into BME from a community college? I want to say two main things. Well, three. First one, just a little disclosure. I didn't go to community college. So it what I'm going to say is based off what I've heard from other people. So the first thing is take all the classes that you can at the community college, like just as many as you can, and that will be taken into your degree. So, for example, all the physics, biology, chemistry, calculus, you should take that at the community college because I think it's actually easier and the professors are better for some reason. So, yeah, you should do that. And the second thing is that I feel like because of that fact that community college is better at teaching you, it could be kind of like a cultural shock to then transfer into a bigger university because the professors are not most of them don't know how to teach and the classes are going to be harder because you're going further into your degree. So, I mean, that's just a fact that, and I guess kind of advice. I'm not really sure if that answers the question, but I hope it does.
And Gerardo Salinas
Hmm.
asked, "What are your study rituals for an engineering degree?"
Okay, Gerardo Salinas, our number one supporter ever since day zero, asked, what are my study tips? And I'm actually in the process of editing a video for that. So stay tuned for that. But um, just really quickly, I could say that I don't know, engineering is a lot of practicing problems. So it really comes down to understanding, like really understanding what the problem is asking and the concepts that you need to solve the problem. So I was actually thinking of this earlier that I feel like a lot of times we don't really understand the basic concepts and we just want to jump into the big thing already. So I want to say, as you're studying for your classes, if you're stuck in a problem, try to go back to the earlier concepts and like make sure you know where is it that you started failing. So if you're solving an integral and you realize you're really bad at multiplying. I mean, obviously, this is just very exaggerated because we all know how to multiply here, right? But if you don't, go back and learn your uh your multiples and like know how to divide and multiply. Like it just comes down to really understanding the subjects. So just for every class, make sure that you understand the basic concepts. I just don't want to give too many examples because there's just too many. But it's just about understanding. And once you understand, I feel like you can solve almost anything if you're giving the right tools.
And Daryl is saying some pretty cool stuff. You want to read it?
Um, Daryl said, would you say your current job offers you a lot of variety, even though it's at a desk? Yes, I literally wear 20 hats per day. No, I'm just kidding. But it does have a lot of variety. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard that 80/20 rule, that 80-20% of engineering, 80-20%, 80% of engineering is lab work and 20% is office work, which is very true. But it really depends because some days, some weeks, I'll be heavy on testing the device. So a lot of engineering on building the device, a lot of engineering on fixing the algorithm of the device, yeah, engineering. And then other days, like today and the last few days, it's a lot of going through the paperwork and documenting all the parts, all the quotes, or everything. Other days it'll be like, let's do a financial analysis of what we're doing. Other days it's like, let's, I don't know. There's just, yeah, there's definitely a lot of variety. I think it's because it's a startup. So, one person just has to be willing to learn as many skills as they can and deliver right. So, yeah, it is an office job, but I have my computer right here, and then here I have my testing setup for all the units. So yeah, i I really like the balance that my job gets me. I'm pretty sure it's gotten sometimes like there's a lot of paperwork that we have to do, and that can be a little draining because as an engineer you want to do hands-on things. So then you get to those days where you're building a lot of stuff, and then you kind of get tired and you just want to get back to being on your computer. So yeah, I hope that answers the question. um Daryl said, because I have realized that I really would need a variety for my job. Being able to move around would be nice as well. Yeah, you definitely move around. I mean, I think for me it's different because it's a startup. So, like I said, my office and the lab is really on the same table. But if you work for a bigger company, I'm sure you'll be in your office and then you'll go to the cell culture room or you'll go to the lab and then you'll do whatever. So yeah, I think there's, depending on what needs to get done, maybe you're going to spend days in your office, or maybe you're going to spend days in the lab, or maybe you're going to have a nice mixture. But overall, there's definitely a very nice mixture of having a balanced work. And that's really nice about BME. At my current job, most of the things we have in storage are like across the parking lot in another building. So I actually have to walk, pretty often, which is nice because I get to distract myself and see people from other companies. And yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Um, I'd like to know how everybody in the audience is being affected by the coronavirus.
So Adrian wants to know how everyone in the audience is being affected by the coronavirus. We asked that question earlier, but I think we have different people now, so it'd be nice to know. Um, I already said this, but here in San Antonio, they extended our spring break to one more week, and after that, we're gonna have purely online classes. So that's kind of exciting, but kind of scary because it makes you wonder, like, how bad is it getting that we're getting to these extremes? Like, are they gonna start closing public places? Are they gonna close down restaurants or movie theaters? I don't know. It's a little scary, but yeah.
And what are you guys planning on doing for Friday, the 13th? Any plans for tonight?
Adrian wants to know what your plans are for today. Obviously, our plan was to do a Q&A, so here we are. Well, I'm actually thinking of going to the store because I want to get a new laptop. So, pretty excited about that. We have 7 people now. John Paul said, I also have an extended break and then online classes afterwards. So, yeah, it seems like a lot of places are doing that. I actually saw because my sister goes to UTRGV in Brownsville, and I saw that there's because they still have classes next week, and I saw that there's a petition going around on extending spring break, like most schools are doing, and also transitioning to online classes. Which I mean, I think we should do it. People are also talking about working from home, and I haven't heard. I mean, my boss hasn't told me anything about working from home, but I know that the company that we share space with, they actually, I think, not yesterday, but the day before, they had a training on working from home. So that day they worked from home. But I think it's really hard when it comes to engineering because sometimes there's a lot of lab work and there's not a lab at home, so you need to be at work. Alexa, extendieron mi spring break y regresando a Zona Online. Oh, no sabía que te lo habían. Vi la petición, pero no sabía que ya lo habían extendido. Qué chiflada. Y regresando a Zona Online, ¿cuánto tiempo va a durar online? Porque para nosotros van a ser 3 semanas, pero si se pone peor, pues va a durar más. Juan Carlos dijo, ya no entré a la universidad. Oh, ok. Mm, ¿Y qué programa usas para modelar? Perdón por tardar en fusión 360 más o menos 2 a 1 año. Y no me considero experto. Modelar estoy aún aprendiendo a modelar. Yo traté de aprender Blender también, pero no tenía suficiente tiempo.
Ask people if they've been practicing SolidWorks, like if they're getting into that stuff.
Um, yeah, I guess. Have any of you guys, other than Juan Carlos, been practicing SolidWorks? Because I practiced very little, and now looking back, I wish I could have done more just to have that word on my resume, to be honest. But it really depends on what kind of work you want to do.
Senior design.
Yeah, I guess it would have been helpful for senior design. I mean, it's not something that hurts to have. If anything, it just adds on more skill. I definitely, when graduate and I hopefully have more time, I want to learn skills and put them in my shelf of skills. And some of the skills that I want to learn are like electrical stuff, so like circuitry. And I also want to learn SolidWorks, and I also want to learn more about the regulatory side of medical device industry. But yep, you want to read any of the
Oh yeah, yeah.
questions from YouTube? I think we'll be heading out shortly because
But tell them to ask questions.
um we got things to do, but make sure to ask your questions.
All right. So one of the questions is, um, one second. Uh, well, one of them is, how should I be researching about BME currently? Asked by Shristi Parody.
Yeah, I think I remember answering that question, and because she found my channel, and I told her that what she's doing right now is good, because I think the best way to know if you want to, because she's a high school student, so it's like, how do I know if I want to go into this major if I'm not in the major, but I have to decide, but how do I know? And I think what she's doing, and I'm assuming you guys are doing too, it's like looking up people who are doing it so you can hear from them and their experience, because you can read all these things online from the schools and research papers, which is good, but learning from other people's experiences and listening to what they have to say, I think it's the most valuable when it comes to making decisions if you want to follow that path or not. So yeah.
Do you have any information on biomedical clinical engineering? How that works? What the job is?
I don't really know much about clinical engineering. I I'm not sure if those are the ones that work with doctors, but if they are, yeah, you just get like certified to work with a doctor and kind of like help the doctor or the patients use the medical devices and just see how they interact with them. I think another side can also in clinical, it's just a lot of working closely with the surgeons because they're going to be most of the times the ones working with the devices firsthand. So you want to have a good relationship with them, and then there might also be the clinical trials. So yeah, I guess I'm not really sure what a clinical engineer is, but I would like to look into it.
Are are you close to people who have graduated, and do you know how easy or hard they've had like finding a job?
Yeah, so in case you guys didn't hear, Adrian asked if I know anyone who has graduated and if it was hard for them to get a job or not. And if you would have asked me this maybe 2 weeks ago, I would have said that everyone I know got jobs really fast. And some of them because of internships that they were at, and then they continued working there, or just like connections. But actually, the other day, someone commented in one of my videos saying that they graduated from BME at UTSA and that they had a really hard time finding a job. And I know people in my class right now, I've heard that they're having hard time finding a job. So I think it really depends. It really depends. But honestly, I think usually the people that have a hard time finding a job is because they didn't put enough emphasis on getting an internship while they were um, in college. And that's why I'm here telling you guys do an internship, at least one. If you can two, that's awesome. If you can three, I wish I would have done an internship every single summer I had of school.
Well, I think it's worth noting like that before the paid internship, you were doing basically like a free internship. I think you should talk a little bit about that because it was kind of like a sacrifice, but it ended up being worth it.
Yeah, well, I mentioned earlier that, if you can't get an internship in industry, even if you want to do industry, it's still good to get experience at school. And the best way to get experience in school is going to research labs because there's going to be PhD students, masters, undergrads, and you're going to get to know people in the program. You're going to work with your principal investigator, which is going to be a professor, and um, it's just going to teach you skills that you might not use in industry, but it's worth it because you make connections and you get to put things on your resume, and you never know, you might actually end up loving the research lab and like being in a lab. I personally loved cell culture and like getting to work with cells because they're literally living things, and I would treat them as like my little pets that I had in a flask. So um yeah, it was nice, and so I would recommend getting into a research lab.
The microphone. I think
What?
your mouth is a little bit. Never mind.
What?
No, the microphone. I thought it had sounded. It was sounding like lower volume.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, it's crazy because well, like you should mention that the research thing you were in, you were under Dr. Bray, and usually these research labs will be under a doctor, and the doctors know other doctors in the industry because almost in every company you're going to be under somebody who has a PhD as well, and like these doctors know each other kind of thing.
Yeah, that's not always the case, but I mean, I did mention that regardless, it's always good to do whatever experience because you never know who knows who. So just getting to know as many people, going to networking events is also good. If you can't get an internship and you feel like you're wasting your time, then try a research lab. It doesn't have to be BME only, by the way. You can go into biology, chemistry, physics, other engineerings, mechanical, electrical. Obviously, I don't think you would go to a civil engineering. I don't even know if they have labs, to be honest. But yeah, just get any experience you can. If you can't, I mean, even if you can, make as many connections as you can, and you should be set.
And Daryl asks, what are some skills that you recommend we try to acquire slash learn?
Okay, I think this is gonna be the last question I'm gonna answer.
Or you should just say like if you have any questions that you want to add real
Yeah,
quick.
okay. Unless you guys have any more questions, but yeah, I think this might be the last one. But if you want to ask any other, please do so. Um, but he asked a couple questions. He asked, do you know anyone doing biomed at Temple University or anyone with experience there? I don't. Sorry. That's a very specific question. I don't know anyone there. Have you ever done any 3D printing? I Yes, but no. Like I've done SolidWorks that have been 3D printed, but I didn't print it myself. And then I was in a competition where some of my team members did SolidWorks and they 3D printed it, but I don't know anything about 3D printing, and it'd be kind of cool to learn, but uh I guess the short answer is no, not really. But if you can get that skill, I think that would be really nice. And then he said, what are some skills that you recommend we try to acquire or learn? Okay, so I'm a senior. Looking back, some skills that I feel like I should have learned, like just one skill every summer. You start as a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. You have 3 summers in between. So I would say one I would like to do is SolidWorks. Just you can get SolidWorks certified. So if you can practice enough to get that certification, that'd be really nice. But again, it's not critical or mandatory. The second skill would be circuitry. I would love to learn more about circuits so that I could get to do cool projects, and it would have helped me so much in senior design. Actually, all these skills would have helped me so much. And the third skill, well, actually, the next skill would be like programming, which kind of goes with circuitry. Programming would have been nice too. And then the last one I would say regulatory uh, information, just getting to know more about the regulatory side of medical devices, because I think industry professionals get really impressed if you use their lingo in the medical device industry. So that's another thing, like know your vocabulary of the market that you're trying to reach. So yeah, but honestly, any skill is good to have, and there's too many. So just choose what you're actually interested on, that you feel like you would enjoy doing.
Yeah. So before we end it, you want to give a little plug of the shirt?
We just did.
No, that was in the other one.
Yeah.
But now we're about to end it.
Okay. Agent obviously wants money, so
I don't want.
here's their shirt.
I don't.
Well,
it's a cool way to support
yeah,
and
sure.
rep the BNB life.
Okay, if you guys want to buy some merch, you can DM us on Instagram. Yeah, we're trying to do more shirts, but right now we just have that black and white, long sleeve, short sleeve. Um, Oh, Juan Carlos says, es más demandado saber SolidWorks que otros programas de diseño.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mm, well, I don't know, honestly.
You want
Since,
to ask the question in English?
yeah, so Juan Carlos just asked if SolidWorks is the most demanding program for 3D modeling. And I honestly don't know the answer to that question because I guess I'm not really in the field of 3D modeling. But um, I would say SolidWorks is the most common, at least here where I am at the moment. So that's what I know. But I don't think it really matters what you do your work in as long as you deliver right. But yeah, I think SolidWorks is very common. So it's kind of like knowing English, like, is it important to know English? Yeah, because you can get jobs in any country. Um, so it's kind of like SolidWorks. I wouldn't say, I'm not sure, don't quote me on this, but I think SolidWorks is the most common tool for 3D modeling. So if you know that, that's good. But I think AutoCAD is also important. And yeah, I think it's just like more engineering based because I know Blender is more for, well, whenever I was trying Blender, it was more for like animating, which is a whole other world and industry.
Sounded like you were just about to say anime. Anime.
Animations. Yeah. But yeah, I hope that answers the question. And sorry, perdón por contestar en inglés, es que la mayoría habla inglés. Yep.
Very, this is super fun.
Yep. I enjoyed this. I am very thankful for everyone that joined this chat. Like, special shout out to Daryl, Juan Carlos, John Paul, Kosar, the girl Ari Masu that was there. Just everyone for joining. My sister, thank you. It means a lot because this is our first Q&A and we had a nice
Live
group of
Q&A.
people. Yeah, it's a live Q&A. So it was nice to talk to you kind of uh live because I know I'm a little delayed. So I might say something and then it might be a while until I see your response. So I hope in the future we can have um like rapid Q&As and just like,
Or we can have like a live guest.
oh yeah, so that's something I would love to do in the future is have someone else next to me answering your questions and maybe have Q&As that are more specific, like on a specific topic. Like for example, if I have someone that's a quality engineer, it's like, hey guys, today I'm having a quality engineer, let's talk to them, and like you can ask them your questions. Or today we have a PhD student, why did you decide to do PhD? Just like have other people because like I said, I'm just one person trying to share my experience, but there's a lot of other people doing BME and we all have different experiences and it's good to take whatever you can from all these people. So yeah, I hope to in the future have someone sitting next to me, and if you guys are interested in sitting next to me, let me know. Uh,
We're gonna do a better job at interacting more on the Facebook group. So you should ask like
oh
to
yeah,
join. And
yeah,
also, we're almost at 500. If you guys want to share, please. Like we're almost there.
yeah. So yeah, what Agent said. We do have a Facebook group where we kind of want to do what a live Q&A is doing. I think a Facebook group is a great place where you can have all these people come together, ask their questions, share their experiences. If someone's like, oh, I need a job in this city, and we have a million people in our Facebook group, there's probably going to be someone that knows about a position in that city. So, guys, just like join because I know it's very small right now, but if we can grow it, I think we could help so many people because there's so many people with questions of like so many different um like levels. So
Invite your friends.
yeah, just invite everyone
Tell them about
to
the
the
BME Live.
group.
Subscribe. 500.
We're almost at 500 subscribers, which is crazy, considering we haven't, it's not 2 years yet. So I'm really excited about that. And I really hope it keeps growing exponentially because I want to get to 1,000 ASAP. So just like share, comment, help the algorithm, whatever you can do, please help. Subscribe to PewDiePie. I'm just kidding. Subscribe to the BME Life.
And then also just like ask them what else they want to see. You have to mention you have the study tips video coming out soon, and just anything else they want to see.
Yeah, so it's always like let me know what kind of videos you'd want to see because at the end of the day, I want to put information that will help you. And yeah, there's some things I can think would help who's watching, but the best way is people tell me, I want to know about this. So then I can do my best job to deliver. So yeah, let me know if you have um
Wait, sorry.
any what's it called, suggestions. Oh, Gerardo. He just joined, but I'm about to leave. Hello, Gerardo. Oh, sorry for being late.
Wait,
It's
I don't know
okay.
why the picture is up there instead of the. Are you back on?
Mm, no. Sorry, guys. I don't know if you see a picture of me just pointing at my shirt, but I hope you can still hear me.
Yeah, yeah, I can still hear you.
Um,
I just don't know why I can't take a picture of.
but so Daryl said, any plans for a day in the life video soon? That's a very good suggestion. I love days in the life, but I just feel like most of the time it's just me talking in the car because I never record at work or I never record at school. So it's hard to commit to it, but I'm going to try because I know you guys really want to see that because I would want to see that. I want to see what the professional BME lives is like and there's nothing like it online. So, yeah, I will try to do that ASAP. And Gerardo, nice merch. Thank you, Gerardo. Thank you for your never ending support. um, well, oh,
Oops.
I know Gerardo voted for Friday morning, so it's okay. No problem. Thank you for joining in Friday evening. That's crazy. Um, well, my picture is still there. I don't know why. Like I said, our tech guy is gonna have a hard time after we finish this live video.
I don't know what's going on.
And that's why you should hire someone who knows. Just kidding. Um,
This is so weird. I don't
I
know
think I
why.
should just end.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, this was amazing. Sorry you guys can't see my face. Oh, Gerardo, any suggestions for handling engineering courses now that we will be online? Honestly, I don't know how that's gonna work. Like, I have a physics lab and we're doing online work. I have no idea how you're supposed to do a lab online. But yeah, I guess I'm actually thinking of making a video on how, being a senior in college is like with the coronavirus outbreak because yeah, I want to document how that change to online is going to be. I honestly have no idea what it's going to be like. So we will learn together what is the best way to study engineering online. But I'm sure it's possible. Uh, I'm back.
Yeah.
Really, I can't see myself in the phone. No.
Yeah. You're back.
Um, but yeah, I guess we'll find out how it goes. But I think the most challenging part is gonna be labs, because lab, you have to be there. Like, how are we gonna do it online? I have no idea. I have senior design, and like all our presentations are also gonna be online, which is weird. And then I was supposed to have a statics and dynamics test next week, and now the professor hasn't even said if it's gonna be canceled or not. Oh wait, next week classes are canceled, so there can't be a test.
There can't.
Oh, okay. I thought we were gonna have an online test, but yeah, I don't know. I guess it's the same thing. The only difference is that we're gonna take our tests online, which might be easier for us, or maybe the professors will make it harder because because it's online. But yeah, I don't know how the teaching is gonna go. I guess we're gonna have to do a lot of teaching on our own. But I was actually watching a video today of a professor teaching on a board, kind of like what I have behind me, just like writing on the whiteboard. So maybe it'll be like that. I have no idea. Um, Gerardo said, "Don't say the name of the virus. YouTube can stop monetizing." Oh wow, I didn't know that. But good thing is I'm not monetized. So right now. But in the future, I mean, this is a pretty long video, and if people actually watch, then okay, we're gonna bleep the the unnameable out. Thank you for the feedback, Gerardo.
Gerardo
Um,
always coming in clutch,
I
dude.
know.
Gerardo, shout out to you, man.
Yes, shout out to Gerardo. Gerardo, you weren't here when I said this, but I said you've been our number one supporter since day zero. So thank you so much. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think we're good to go now. And yeah,
Thank you, everybody, for watching. It's
yes.
been so exciting to be behind the camera, trying to keep everything together.
I'm stressful as well, I'm sure.
It's stressful.
Yeah. But he's gonna get some spankies, and just kidding. Just kidding. But yeah, I guess if there's not any more questions, then we're gonna head out, leave. Yeah. Um. Yep. Well, thank you, every single one of you, for being here, even if it was for a second. But I know most of you stuck through, so that really means a lot.
We'll do another one soon.
Yeah, we'll definitely do another one soon. Like I said, I'd love to have someone else, so we can answer your questions. But yeah, good.
Yeah. Cool.
Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for our study tips video and any other video coming soon.
Perfect. End stream and end. Bye.
Bye.